Vinny Melkus Outdoors. Hey, we got a new bait that I found at the store. I'm sure you guys have all seen it, but I'm not usually a Berkley guy. I'll throw some of their stuff, like their big worms and a few other little things, maybe their grubs. But there's just so many other great brands out there, especially when it comes to competitive bass angling or just, in general, the realistic baits that I like to throw in these clear pressured waters that I fish. But I happened to stumble upon this thing, and it's the HD Color Drip Minnow. And I couldn't help but pick one of these, a package of these things up. What thought came across my mind when I saw this was I wanted some of these little ponds, nose hook weightless, just jerking it around, to drop shot. And right now, what I use for drop shotting, I use a lot of Robo Worm stuff. I use Megabass, their little Hazadong shad. But what this has is a little bit more realistic profile than that Hazadong shad, and it still has the same little kicker tail and a little bit more solid plastic if you feel this. And you can't tell me that doesn't look realistic. That is one heck of a little bait. Especially fishing up north where you don't really have the shad population that you do elsewhere for primary bait fish, and little ponds and streams that are up north. And in a lot of parts of the west, you have little dances, little shiner minnows, various different types of small minnow species, or just yearling bass and other fish that are this profile. And there's various colors in this, and some of them look really good. Some of them have, like, if you ever have seine minnows and you bring them up, there'd be some with just different colors. There's a little fin here. There's one, it's like a short-nosed dance or something like that. I think that's what it's called. I don't know, but it has like little red fins painted on there. There's little red streaks for some of these different types of minnows. This color right here, that I have here, is the shiner, and there's a lot of shiners running around in some of these lakes. In fact, some lakes that I know of around here, the trout like to school up on the shiners in the lake and bust them like they're striper boils or bass boils. Anyway, this bait here is going to be pretty awesome. I think we're going to go test it out. It looks too good with that little tail. It's got just enough movement. It's just, it looks bonkers. Well, while I was in there, I also went around to an aisle and I saw something that looked kind of fun to throw, not only for regular bass, but just like panfish or anything. And that's mini TRDs, which I've never seen that before. Look at these things. They're like really super small, micro deal. But these little jig heads, a 1/20th of an ounce, but look how small those things are. Super small TRDs. They're like an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter. It says 1 3/4, but how I've always measured an inch. But the 1 3/4, little dudes. One, they're gonna match the hatch. Two, they've got all the good colors that you said. They're matching the crawfish, the small little 1-inch crawfish that you see are scurrying around the bottom. They get picked up pretty easily by good smallmouth, but you can also match the hatch with the small minnows as well. And just in general, looks like a fun bait. I'd even drop shot this thing, or maybe even weedless hook this thing with a little mosquito hook and see what you can do with this dude. But okay, so that's the end of the baits. Other thing we got going on now is we got a new addition to the household here. Bam. We're calling her Princess. We don't know what it is, but there's a little smallmouth that we got, and on our last fishing adventure, and my daughter wanted to bring it home, so we got a smallmouth and doing really well, eating a bunch of worms. Just like you weren't insatiably got an appetite. So we'll see how it does. Probably put it back in the same body of water once we get her going, but we'll see. Maybe we'll come attached to it. We had a fish a long time ago that accidentally died, not due to some power outage issues and elsewhere, but it was a little largemouth called Herman, And in this case, I don't know what we're gonna do with this guy. But anyway, fun little addition to the place we got here, not to mention all the chickens, ducks, rabbits, whatever else we got going on. Anyway, I'm getting ready to head out. I'm gonna go actually hit up a pond with some of these little baits, and then probably go hit the gym too. But talk to you later. Peace.